Hi guys.
Hello people.
I'm Milena.
I'm Lola.
And we're watching Sopranos.
11. As if we didn't watch them like yesterday.
No,
I
a
mean,
few
day
days ago,
before.
but the day before, but yesterday, last night I edited it. That's why now
It's very fresh in your
it's
mind.
very. I mean, it
You
was
were
fresh
like-
last night. when
Like
I
10
edited
hours
it.
ago.
Exactly, but like even then it was fresh because we watched it.
I really enjoyed the last episode with Tony being afraid that he's gonna get caught, which I'm sure is like gonna be a continuous thing, considering the FBI is always gonna be on his tail. And I think he's always gonna be just on the brink of getting caught.
I saw a comment that somebody said that how it was interesting with the fact that like at the same time both Witness and Tony were as much as afraid of the other one. You know,
Yeah.
like Witness was scared for his life, but
Yeah.
like, so was Tony, which is interesting.
I think in this episode because like we started something in the previous episode, let's say. I mean, it's always been there with when like Richie is involved, but like they have, let's say, approached Junior basically with wanting to get rid of Tony. And so I wonder if that continues now in this episode, with like Richie and Janice
I'm really
making plans.
Yeah, I Rich and Janice. When we say that, it's Janice.
Yeah.
It's Janice making plans.
She's
and
literally holding Richie on a leash, basically.
manipulating Richie completely.
Yeah.
So that is something very interesting. I'm just wondering how big of her character is gonna be in the future.
Yeah.
I have a feeling in this season we don't have her that much, but like what we had these moments, you know, are very interesting. So like you said in the last episode, in the review of the last episode, you said that like you think that like he's gonna be the end of Richie, you know, that she's gonna get him killed, which is again very interesting. I would like that could deepen her character, and then we like to see where her character goes next. What's gonna be
That would be
her
interesting.
next thing that she's gonna think of, how she can get either deeper in business or like become more important in some ways,
Yeah.
just like Lydia, because again they're women and we didn't see with Tony any women being part of the game. They're just like wives of the people who are in
Mobs.
it. I mean, even
Mobsters.
Janice is trying through Richie, or the Lydia was trying through Junior, you know, like they were in the background doing the moves, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that is how it's
That'd
gonna
be fun.
stay with Janice, or like what is her next move is gonna be, what is she gonna want.
Yeah.
Again, she was Daddy's girl, and he did take her to places, and that did influence her a lot, influence her probably in her choice of men that she chooses. She did say in the last episode like she likes influential or something like that, men like who are powerful men who are in charge. I think that is directly responsible with how she grew up, you know, who her father was. That would be, in my opinion, interesting thing to explore with her, because
I would be very curious about
since
that.
she was born, she was in some ways part of the business. You know.
Yeah, and she has not stepped out of it like Barbara.
So,
I'm very excited. We could play.
Let's play
and I
the
wonder
episode.
if Chris is gonna get out of the hospital now, like where we're gonna go
I
with
mean,
that.
I think so, yeah. At least in these next few episodes, we're gonna have that story.
He's still not been made, but like he was supposed to be made.
Yeah.
Maybe that happens by the end, because like he nearly got killed. I should put this on my playlist and just like when I'm driving. You know what I mean?
No.
So I can feel like Tony. I mean, I don't know I would want that, but like...
I understand what you mean, but like I feel like not until we finish the show.
No, not until we finish the show.
In the future, that's gonna be such a...
moment.
Yeah.
Regular old garbage collectors. Nothing odd about it at all.
Can just imagine the smell.
Oh.
I want to puke now just thinking about it.
Get what, sir? The goddamn garbage! We thought you wanted it back.
I told you. I was home alone.
You and Macaulay Culkin. Except that neither one of you would have been alone. Insulate yourself from these shenanigans. I told you once already. I do. I am. What the fuck you want from me? Use one of the businesses we've got you in for something besides showing income on a tax return. Spend time at Garden State Leatherly. You have an office at Barone Sanitation. Get your ass out of that strip club and go there.
Excuse me. Your name's really McLuhan?
Right.
So that makes you Marshall McLuhan.
That's right. What? What's the fucking joke?
I'm not sure I'm getting it either. Marshall, I'm like,
One mouth, two ears, listen to each other.
oh my god, imagine Tony and Carmela together in therapy sessions. I would actually kill for that.
She did say that she started drinking now. She needs to drink before a therapy session with him.
That's like hard liquor.
And
That's
it's
not
a
a small
big,
amount.
and it's a big glass.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm bored or something. I don't want to come here no more. Well, no offense, but let's face it, this is starting to feel like a waste of time. I'm sure for the both of us.
I don't feel that way.
This is bullshit. Wasting my fucking time. Why do I give a shit who the killer is? What difference is that information gonna make in my life?
Very true.
Is this him saying something close?
Went out in the yard, burn ass with a magnifying glass. What's the point? You go to Italy, you lift some weights, you watch a movie. It's all a series of distractions till you die.
I hear depression talking. Anyway, some people take pleasure in the simple doing of things.
Well, the things I take pleasure in, I can't do. Currently trying to change my business profile, if you know what I mean.
Oh, so it's all about your legal problems.
Similar to Chris saying that like he cannot stand the mundaneness of life. What is gonna be Junior's story? Like the episode is called House Arrest.
Gerardo?
Yeah, who is this woman?
I thought that was you. Catherine. Romano.
That sounds familiar.
Catherine.
Mr. Soprano,
How does that sound
you have to stay in the
familiar?
wheelchair
Or am I
till
just
you leave
making
the
this
building.
up?
To me it sounds
So call a
familiar.
cop. A little procedure. You think they worry about the sick people?
You remember my Chucky?
Little Chucky. He drove the bike for the butchers.
He's a cop now, like his father, a detective.
He's a good 8-year-old, Lou. He was a real straight shooter. He had a lot of class.
Maybe we could have coffee, catch up. There's an IHOP by the dry cleaners.
The doctor says I'm not supposed to leave the house. Too much stress.
Interesting. Is she gonna come over to his place then? And what is the story gonna be
I don't know, I mean,
there?
he's pretending like he is not in house arrest.
I mean, of course he is, yeah. But like
But he
the
can't take it
significance
off.
of the story with this woman, like are they gonna date and her son is an like
Yeah, I
a
don't
police
know.
FBI agent? What is he?
Connie! This is Mr. Soprano.
Why does she look like Carmela's sister?
I'll need the Savio.
I mean, I see a blonde, but I'm face blind. But somehow she looks like Carmela when she entered.
Connie, Mr. Soprano. One of Zanoni's drivers, the illustrated man. Richie's got him running an operation, selling blow along the routes. Now, the Department of Sanitation I can handle, Tony, but if the DEA gets involved, we're gonna lose our 901. Son of a fucking bitch. I'm sorry, I don't like to break your balls. You know that piece of shit's gonna be my brother-in-law. Cards on the table, time. How's the drinking?
I don't know. Worse, I guess.
Are you an alcoholic?
I am drinking in between sessions.
It's very serious.
Just on the days that I see him, I can't take it.
Finally, thank you. Are you taking steps to seriously end it?
He wanted to end it. He said last time he wanted to stop coming, but I talked him out of it.
Why?
If I was at Sloan and he had a pituitary tumor, would I stop him from coming?
Girl.
I'm afraid and repulsed by what he might tell me. But somehow I can't stop myself from wanting to hear it.
Okay.
I can understand that.
Who's that? Judge Crater, how should I know? You want to order the house
Is it a woman?
Yes, it definitely is the
It's a
woman.
goddamn expression.
Take that off. Take that off.
Oh, Catherine, what a surprise.
I would have called. You're unlisted. Is this a bad time for a visit?
Actually, the nurse just got here. We're about to have my examination.
Oh, well, maybe Friday then. I volunteer at the bingo since Louis passed.
Send that lady away from me. I thought you were bored. Talking to that dreadnought would help. She seems alright.
What a cisne, I really like
We
him.
have in common.
Right now we're at $2 grand today, but with the DOS breaking alcohol, I gotta fuck with the ins and outs.
He's so bored.
Oh yeah? What's that?
He's literally about to fall asleep in front of him.
Gross.
Have you met Hello? Hi, Jessica. Nice to meet you, Jan.
Well, you don't keep it on you. I gotta go to the deli in Nutley. You don't sell that shit along those routes, you understand me?
I'm working with Junior on this.
I don't give a shit if you're working with Walmart. Knock it the fuck off.
Trying to earn here. We're saving for a house.
You got enough on your plate just picking up garbage.
Not if you and that fucking association and that cocksucker Barone don't let me expel.
Are you fucking still on or what? Don't give me your fucking Nansen lips. Just fucking stop. Another thing, don't tip a truck on a problem customer. You know, I fucking hate the way you make me fucking ride you.
Jeez, look. It's terrifying. Tony, I think you're about to get some excitement in your life when he like tries to kill you.
And ends up dead.
Yeah.
I'm just again still wondering about Janice and where her story is gonna live. We never talked that much about her changing her name and the fact that she's now still again introducing herself as Janice Soprano. God, what is he doing?
What is this? Because like I don't think this constitutes a panic attack. Does it? Why is everyone else standing?
Wait, what?
You know, losing some weight wouldn't hurt.
Look at his face. His face.
Honestly, it was fun seeing anybody say something funny.
I know.
Like I was shocked.
I mean, it's all fucking believable. It's all original World War II shit. You're fucking kidding me. I know nothing! Nothing! Oh, I am looking for some fucking history channel here. You gotta come down here. You don't love this stuff. Nah. We got the Jeep. The patent drove around in Sicily. We have ways of dealing with you, Mr. Soprano. Now I better listen to the lawyer. Are you sure? Yeah. You guys go ahead without me. Alright. I'll talk to you later. Alright.
Is it her son?
So, how's that English class going? Comparative literature, whatever?
Conflict was last semester.
Excuse me, could you move your cigarette? Pardon me? It's blowing into my son's face. Thank you.
We're allowed to smoke.
Unfortunately, an area where New Jersey is woefully behind. I'm sorry?
I'm not gonna move it.
Why not?
Because you're very rude.
I said excuse me quite clearly.
Your tone.
It's a health hazard. Move it.
No.
Do you know
Tony's
what you're
influence.
doing to the rest of us? My son has taken the trouble in his own life to live in a smoke-free dorm.
My salutations.
Mom?
This is silly. Could you just move the fucking thing?
Not when you talk like that.
Just move this cigarette, please.
No.
No?
No.
Mom!
Well,
She must be drunk.
excuse me, what did you say?
Ma'am, come on. I saw what happened. Let's just, shall
Will you call the police?
we? I don't think that's warranted, but ma'am,
Oh no, please call the police because I'm not the one with a lethal weapon here.
ma'am, I'd like you to leave.
Can you believe?
No. If you told me this in season 1,
Can you fucking believe?
that this is where it's gonna escalate.
I'm out of here.
In here. In here. The kitchen.
Is he stuck?
Yeah.
Where you been? I've been calling you all afternoon. My fucking hand is stuck down the drain, and I can't reach the fucking phone.
Good thing I'm nice because I can start tickling you.
$60! Get the fucking detergent and lubricate my wrist!
Why didn't you just call a plumber?
With what? My fucking toes?
Look, you're flexing. Let's go.
It's like.
You got your nephew to thank for that.
What do you mean?
I ran into him the other day at some can't sell coke on the road anymore. Wow. That's what he said. I guess nobody should eat but him. He's the boss. Whether he has grand mouths or not.
And this shit is okay with you?
I know what you love him, Jimmy.
Look
I don't want to say anything disparaging.
I don't know what to do with the recycling pile.
at his reader.
God. This is why it's literally self-harm.
It's time you consider a 12-step program.
I'm not an alcoholic, Elliot. I won't drink with my son anymore.
We're bargaining now.
I'll go to a meeting.
I'm also prescribing Luvox.
Luvox is for OCD.
Among other things, I've had success with it treating other compulsions as well.
Compulsions, Elliot? Come on.
Your patient, Jennifer, your inability to bring the therapy to a conclusion.
I honestly believe that he's not ready.
Refer him to
ready.
another doctor.
You really think that I'm
Obsessed?
Luvox?
It's literally like Tony is a drug. And she can't stop, even though like it's literally harming everything around her.
That coke provides a nice income stream. Lawyers, the doctors, the prescriptions, a double saw buck for a plastic pillow, just so I can sit comfortably.
Why don't you just sit on that nice pile of cash you got?
My finances are nobody's goddamn business.
Yeah, and that garbage is my business.
Directory assistant. What listing?
Let me guess.
Belfo, I need a number for a Catherine Romano.
Have you been under any undue stress lately?
That's the only word you people know.
Pressure can result in contact dermatitis.
Oh, is that what that is? See, now I knew that was bad.
It means rash.
Look at it, it's bleeding for Christ's sake.
You've been scratching
He
it.
exactly
Not
was
leaving it
scratching.
You
alone.
said you work at a sanitation transfer station. Dr. Cusimano tells me you've been seeing a psychotherapist. I suggest you talk about stress management with him.
Is this stress management?
The kitchen needs some work, but a little marble, some new fixtures.
It's nice.
Are you moving? What's
What?
happening?
Tony, it's your sister. Would it kill you to take a little interest?
I'm here, ain't I?
Oh, sorry, we're late.
Vegas is Fox Hill Lane. She takes me to the Stag Trail.
Oh, they want to buy this for the
Yeah.
two of them.
Not bad, huh, Carl? Oh, wow.
Now, the reason I'm asking you, 850 grand's a pretty big nut. I don't know if your parole job at the fish market's gonna cover it. Tell me about it.
Are you all right?
He's gonna pass out again.
I gotta go.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just, feel hot.
Oh, my God, you're all clammy. Come on, let's get you home.
No, you stay with them and help them, and, I'll see you later.
Heck yeah, I don't think he should drive.
Listen, I got a call from a friend of mine, and the guy's a cop. They got Richie's driver on video. He sold 3 ounces of coke at an arcade down there.
It's alright, I talked to Richie.
This was last night.
Fuck.
Corrado?
What the fuck are you doing calling my home?
Now listen, I am the only person in this family who doesn't curse. So just do me the favor. It's not easy being abandoned, is it?
Look to yourself.
I had a stroke.
Of course I heard. I don't live in Oshkosh.
And I heard you're keeping company with that Catherine Romano.
How the fuck did you hear that?
Never you mind about that.
Ah, she's so sweet.
Miss Olivia, what you don't know could fill a book. My brother's wife.
Oh, Olivia, how is she? I heard she wasn't well.
She never was well.
That woman's life is very sad.
Oh.
If she fell into a sewer pipe, she'd come up holding a gold watch in each hand. No, it's certain legal difficulties. The truth is, I can't go out. I'm under house arrest.
Oh, my God. Does it hurt?
It beeps.
The choices we make, huh?
Occasionally I'd get special permission. I understand if you don't want to stay.
I enjoy you, Corrado. I always did. You stay, I'll bring food in.
Gotta keep a low profile. What's the fucking point? Still a miserable prick and I'm still pissed on.
Both of you.
Literally.
Thing on the History Channel the other night on the American Revolution. You know we're the only country in the world where the pursuit of happiness is guaranteed in writing? You believe that? Where's my happiness then?
It's the pursuit that's guaranteed.
Yeah, where's the fucking loophole, right?
Do you know why a shark keeps moving?
They gotta keep moving or they'll die. They can't breathe or something.
There's a psychological condition known
Interesting
as
to say that.
alexithymia, common in certain personalities. The individual craves almost ceaseless action, which enables them to avoid acknowledging the abhorrent things they do.
Abhorrent? What certain personalities?
Antisocial personalities.
Oh.
What happens when these antisocial personalities aren't distracted from the horrible shit they do?
They have time to think about their behavior, how what they do affects other people, about feelings of emptiness and self-loathing haunting them since childhood.
Which one of them do?
Interesting.
I love
their research so much. But her son is a police officer, so what is this gonna be?
Detective.
Detective. I miss him.
I feel like he knows how to cook.
Oh, he definitely does. Oh, he's out. Christopher.
Oh, a long lost leader. Get there.
Careful.
Careful.
So what else is going on? Nothing.
I'm having good luck with Swiss Basics moisturizer formula.
What the fuck? It's that dipshit Carmine again. Still, don't tell him no speeding in the neighborhood. I'm on it. Oh, Agent Harris.
How you doing?
How are you?
Good to see you. I was in the neighborhood. I want to introduce you to my new partner, Joe Marquez, Tony Sopranos. How you doing?
What's the matter? No openings in the post
Is
office?
that no? Is that not the son?
It
What
is
does the son look
potentially.
like? I forgot what son looked like.
Yeah, it's that guy, Williams.
Yeah, he's good.
Look at this asshole. This guy's too fast.
He's my favorite.
Look at
He's
him.
my favorite.
Nice. The most interesting part of this episode for me, definitely, again, I know we say this all the time, but it is the truth, at least at this point, is the therapy sessions.
Love that.
And
I mean,
as well, Melfi's therapy sessions. Like the
Melfi,
whole...
Melfi.
Yeah, that's very interesting, honestly.
Like again, I
To
never
see
like
how
I
much
literally
this
never
affecting
think never thought like when we were watching season 1. I mean, we talked about this. Never thought we were gonna like get so much of her personal life.
Yeah.
And not only that, but we are seeing her basically falling apart because she got obsessed with Tony.
Honestly, like the perfect word that you said during the episode is that it seems like he's her drug.
Yeah.
And these therapy sessions are her drug.
Yeah.
And she feels horrible. They make her feel horrible. They make her do bad things. They make her become an alcoholic where she's drinking constantly. Where she's becoming an abusive person in some ways, you know?
Yeah.
And there is nothing she can, at this point, she's doing to stop it. to prevent it, to change it.
Yeah, she just can't stop herself. Like, it's like when you have an addiction, it's not, just easy to see. Like, it's easy to be like, oh, this is wrong, I should stop. Doesn't mean that, like, you're gonna stop.
It's like she doesn't it's so interesting to see her, how she talks to her therapist like she's not a therapist herself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's interesting to see a therapist struggle with, to see some things clearly, to know how to deal with things like in any way, to find excuses for herself or things like that. She did not admit in that point when he asked her, like, are you an alcoholic, you know, even though she would recognize those signs in anybody else other than her. Those things are very interesting in my opinion.
I don't know where we're gonna go with that. I don't know what's gonna happen to her character, because like this has become very unprofessional, like not just towards Tony, but like the days that she is seeing Tony, she is drinking, and I'm assuming that on those days she also like sees other patients.
We saw in this episode that she does.
She is getting basically drunk at work, and like her work is not an unimportant work, you know, like it's destructive. And like there's some things in this episode that mimicked Tony, like that scene in the restaurant when that woman was smoking. I immediately went to the scene with Tony in the restaurant and the guy that was wearing a hat. You know, like how Tony approached that situation. It seemed like she was kind of, let's say, in a way embodying Tony when she was dealing with this woman that was like smoking. I can't see how this resolves itself unless she stops seeing Tony as a patient.
I mean, that is what her therapist is constantly telling her, that like that would be something that would help her and save her, but like because like that is the root cause of her problem, that's which she doesn't know how to deal with, you know?
Yeah.
So like it would be literally be cutting the problem from its roots, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's finding excuses.
Yeah.
Why she can stop seeing him, and how constantly saying how he needs her, and how if he had cancer or like whatever, like he would not just turn her
away,
head around, you know, and turn him away. Yeah.
I don't know. I literally clueless where this is gonna go unless she drops him. But like otherwise, I feel like we're gonna it's gonna be a decline.
Yeah, but like then the therapist said like something along the lines like
she said something along the lines of like she can't help herself from wanting to know what he like what's happening with him. Like she just became very enamored with him, and like that life that he leads, and like,
and it's not just that, in my opinion, it's the fact that like she first said that she doesn't want to hear that, like every time he's there to tell her something, that like she's, let's say, scared, and we see that she's constantly scared, she's in fear about what she's gonna find out, but she can't stop wishing to find out everything. And that is eating her alive constantly, because like, you know, just imagine how she, what type of a feeling that is. That like you are scared of a person, you're scared of something, you don't want to find out that he's gonna kill something, or it can bring so much problems to you. You know, and yet you need to find out.
I mean, didn't they talk about, like, her and her therapist, didn't they talk about, at least he was saying to her something along the lines of that like when everything was going down at the end of season 1, that like she was basically kind of, she enjoyed the adrenaline that was happening when like everything was going down, you know? And so like everything just puts her in a very toxic situation right now, where again the only way out is to drop him.
And yet I can't imagine
I can't imagine that either, but like I can't imagine this thing getting resolved
without
her dropping him. So like I just feel like she's gonna go further and further down. Like right now she says she's only drinking on days where he comes, like during therapy at least. I don't know what she's doing at night, but like during her work hours she only drinks the days that he's coming. Maybe that extends to all other days, you know.
I'm not sure. Again, that the thing is that like she has for herself is that she is going at the same time to therapists to talk about it.
Yeah.
And he did give her some type of medication at this point, and is trying to make her, let's say, go to the 12-day 12 step program or something, you know. And she did say she's gonna go to meeting or whatever. But that's what I want to say. Like, I don't know how far this is gonna go, especially because I think she's gonna become useless for everyone and him at the same time.
Yeah.
If she goes deeper and deeper and deeper down.
Definitely.
So, like, in my mind, I'm very confused with how she's gonna deal with this.
Yeah.
If she does not let him go.
Yeah.
Because like I again, we said like I can't imagine the TV show where she is not with Tony. We see that like he's still having panic attacks. At the same time, I don't imagine his life going anywhere up, you know.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's all confusion for me. Like I have no idea where any of it is gonna be.
I think we're gonna continue doing this, like, to everyone's detriment, and I think only by the end of the show, like the very last season, she drops him.
It
like,
could be before.
I think it's gonna take. I feel like it's gonna take a while. I mean, it could be before, but I just feel like it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, definitely.
And like,
I honestly don't know how to. I honestly can't imagine any of these scenarios. I don't know how to explain to it. Because story needs to progress for her, for him, for everybody. It can't just go downhill and her not doing anything, because I think it is obvious that she's gonna do something, at least in my opinion, to deal with the situation.
Yeah.
And she's gonna try potentially everything except dropping him.
I don't know.
Because we saw how much she changed in season 1, so we can just imagine a lot of things are gonna happen until season 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
No, there is 6 seasons. 5 or 6, let's say, if she drops him, if they go their separate ways.
Yeah.
By the end or something, you know.
I really don't know. Another thing with Tony, I think this episode was. It kind of, in a way, seems like a perfect representation of the show, in the sense of like, again, when we talked about this so fucking often, but like when we started Sopranos, I think both of us had in mind that like this is gonna be this, you know, it's a mob show, whatever, and so like there's gonna be so much, I don't know, violence and action and God knows what, but like every episode seems like just regular life, like mundane things. And again, there's at some point some things that are horrific like happen, but a lot of the time, like the mob business seems very mundane. You know, that was like Chris's, let's say, whole problem. That was like very apparent since the day you met him. Like I don't know, one of the first episodes, it was like, let's go and get the fucking bazookas and shoot things up, and that's just not how things function. And so things are a lot of times, let's say, boring. For Tony, like this whole episode, everything came to a head because his lawyer told him to lie low. So like he could not go with, you know, the guys
lay low.
What did I say?
It took me so long to
understand.
Yeah.
Did I say it correctly?
Probably. Lilo. Okay. You somehow combined 2 words. You said it very quickly.
Yeah.
But I understood Lilo. And I was like, what does Lilo means? And like couldn't figure out.
He told him to lay low. I think it's supposed to say lay low.
Yeah, I think.
At that point, Tony has to be with himself. And that is very difficult for someone like Tony. Like he does not know how to function in an environment where there is, let's say, no action, in an environment that's outside of this mob world. He does not know how to be anything else. And like people everywhere have to deal kind of with that mundaneness of life, and they just do it in a lot more, you know, healthy manners to a healthy point. But like he really is suffering. He's really suffering with depression and like self-hatred, and you can see that by the way that like his whole body reacts to the fact that like he has to be now alone with his thoughts, because he mentioned a shark and like why sharks need to keep moving and they need to keep moving.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's what he needs to do as well. Like that, we talked about this in the previous episode about how you see guilt and in a second it can be gone, because like then, you know, some things happen, the police is after him, and so like he goes to that, he very much focuses on that, he concentrates on that, and the guilt part basically doesn't exist anymore, because like there's something else to preoccupy his mind.
I really like how that was told, how they told us that in this episode, because we were talking a bit about it in the last episode in the review, because like he did something very cruel that like could leave a person having a lot of guilt, a lot of feelings, not know how to continue with their life, and he just continued. You know, it's like that, and that is very interesting about a person. So you want to find out how is that even possible. But like I really like how it was done in this episode, where they said that he basically has to keep his mind occupied with anything, like what he is doing, with any action. He can't stay still, because that's gonna eat him alive, because then he's gonna think about his the decisions that he made, the actions that he has done, you know,
I mean the person that he is.
Exactly. And that like to survive, to not think like that, he has to keep moving. And when he stopped, he fell into a depression. I mean, he's constantly depressed, but like he hides it by basically having his mind occupied with other things, you know.
Again, I think like his self-hatred that like you always knew that he has was like you saw it in a physical form, like because like he got all this rash from being away, let's say, from the job and having to like sit by himself, and like he kept picking at it, like he was bleeding. Like that was that was just self-harm.
I mean, that is basically stressing him more. You know, like having his thoughts, thinking about things that he's doing or whatever. Is stressing him much more than just doing things.
And like I found it funny that like he came back to work, like he couldn't do it anymore. He came back with the guys, and like everything there, as also as mundane as it gets, like Paulie is cooking food, talking about fucking moisturizer, you know what I mean? And like they like he asked Pussy like, oh, what is happening? Nothing. Really nothing is happening. But like he just doesn't know how to function in any other environment. He can only function in this environment, and that is like his prison. That is basically the main root cause of why he is the way that he is. He doesn't know how to be anything else. Even though, like, I mean, he could have been. He could have...
A long time ago.
A long time ago. Like, there was different things that you could have made. Like, again, similar with Chris. Like, you saw moments where he could have gone down a different path. And again, was that less likely because of the way that he grew up and the way that he was raised? Absolutely. Like, however much we can... And that... So many shows that we watch, you can always say, like, people have so many...
options.
Yes, but there's like a realistic path they only see. Like you're in a tunnel and you only see that, and you can't see the forest from the trees. And that is the tragedy of just being human. You see that through Chris, you see that through Tony. And so like I really enjoyed that. I think there was like also story with Uncle Junior in this episode as well. Because like now he is like in this house arrest, and like there's also nothing to do, and he can't help himself, like he's all alone. It just felt like everyone feels very similar things. No one talks about it, of course. And they just all slowly die inside until there's like nothing left. I just don't know what the Junior thing with this woman now. I don't think that the guy next to her is her son, because like I remember her last name. I can't remember it now, but like when when they said the last name of this guy, it wasn't that same last name, so I don't think that's her son.
Then it's not,
Yeah, but then like I wonder if that's like gonna be something of a storyline
Yeah, I have no idea what
with
this
them, or just like it was just like the whole thing was just to show us Junior and like how lonely and alone he is.
Yeah.
And then just like having someone. I don't know if there's gonna be more to it because like her son is a detective.
I'm not sure either, honestly. I don't know if they just wanted to parallel the stories, because like the episode was called House Arrest and it's directly connected to him, but at the same time it is connected to Tony as well, because in this episode he was supposed to lay low, you know, and we saw how that affected him. We also had a bit of Janice in this episode. What's also interesting for her is, in my opinion, that like we see the change of her. She came back, and we know that like she did change her name. I just can't remember now what it was. Petrati. I'm not sure. You know, something
similar.
Come on, we barely remember first name. Like in this episode, I mean, I feel like we haven't heard that in a longer time. And in this episode, when she was introducing herself to somebody else, she said, "Hi, I'm Jen Soprano." You know, which is, in my opinion, very interesting, because we see the change in her, where she is slowly in the past few episodes again talking to Richie, trying to manipulate him, trying to make something in this business, trying to make her way in it. You know, through Richie, and now we know that like she is introducing herself as Jen Soprano. Which is again very interesting. What does that mean? You know what I mean? Is this business slowly pulling her in? I don't know what exactly she has been doing and why she has changed her name, you know, in the past. So like now when she's back here and we see how she's behaving, you know, like how she's manipulating and doing things, trying to, for the love of God, trying to kill her own brother. Literally. You know what I mean?
She is her mother's daughter.
So that is something that like I'm wondering. Where it's gonna take her. Okay, guys, we have only 2 more episodes.
Maybe we should watch that together.
Okay, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.